Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing explanations for the 37th hexagram in I-Ching called the family. So the point of this hexagram is about from small to big. How can we have good moral standard and good behavior guidelines on the individual or a family unit level from a very small scale, but it can spread out like wildfire, right? The As long as you can maintain a good standard as the smallest unit level, it will elevate to the overall society and the overall country level to bring like prosperity and everything in order. Because this kind of a from small spreading to big concept can be judged by the image of the hexagram, because the external triagram is wind and the internal triagram is fire. Fire and wind both have this very quickly spreading type of property. So that can be in sync with what I was just talking about, the wisdom of this hexagram. It's talking about focusing on the fundamental unit, your individual or family level behavior, in order to create a prosperous and stable society. And in terms of what is the right approach to govern an individual's behavior or a unit of family's behavior, the examples in the book says, first, when you talk with concrete sincerity. Don't fool people with a bunch of fluttery or empty messages. Back your speech up with content and wisdom. And another example could be when you behave or try to take action, be consistent. Have this kind of sticking with the principle of having grit versus constantly changing your mind, right? Those are all common moral standards that can be easily translated to behavior guidance. And another angle to look at this family hexagram is every single one of the 8 foundational triagram is corresponding to a person in the family. So in terms of wind, that is the oldest daughter in the family, and fire is the middle daughter in the family. It's talking about how the females should be raised and behave in the old ancient Chinese culture context. Because in the old time, females the one who's in charge of the order of the family, whereas their husband are more like working outside, right, bringing home money. So it's emphasizing priority order between the importance of internal peace and stability versus external profitability. It's teaching us to focus on the internal order first. That's giving you a strong foundation before you can go outside and take external activities. So it's also focusing on the importance of internal peace, order, and kind of regular behavior code for your family members, so that when your kids grow up, they're not spoiled. They actually can tell right from wrong and become really respectful individuals. But overall, each line of this family hexagram is quite positive. It's all leaning towards that positive result, because one can follow the rule of self-reflection, being responsible, and following good moral standards as a human being. So the first line, this is the initial line. Kind of like a little kid growing up, it needs the right guidance. If you don't, and they go on the wrong way, it's way harder to pull them back and correct the behavior. It's emphasizing prevention, saying that you set your rules like and orders from the beginning, and kind of watch your kids behave in line with it and correct them along the way in a timely manner. As long as you're able to do that, you will incur no regret, which is a very positive result. No regret is a good one in I-Ching's language. So this is about early prevention and teaching them the right way. The second line is a really positive one as well, because this is the yin line in the middle position. Also, it has a natural corresponding relationship with the fifth line, right? Yin and yang naturally pair with each other. So it's playing this positive traits of the inside, meaning it's a supportive role. It's like a traditional motherly role, taking care of feeding the family, taking care of their welfare, making sure the house is in order, whereas the husband works outside and bring home money. So it's a very inward focus. It's almost like selflessly serving other people in your family so that your whole family is in a harmonious position. So it's a positive one. But if you land on this one, you also have this implied meaning that you're not the number one person in charge. You're kind of playing a more supporting role. So if, let's say your question is, should I start my own business versus work for another company? If you land on this one, the answer is more working for somebody else, because this is the supporting role person. Is not a good fit for you to play that dominant yang role of owning a company, giving out charges, and you're more fitted with more following others' orders and supporting them achieving something. The third one is because it's in the extreme state of transitioning from inside to outside. It's very difficult to take this balanced middle way approach. So in that kind of situation, you're only left with two options. Either you're being too harsh or too soft. Which one should you go with? This one is telling you, go with a harsh approach. Sometimes there might be side effects from harsh discipline, or because you might damage that trust or relationship because you're not saving face, right? But even doing this might have some bumps in the process. The end result is really positive because it's for their own good, for correcting them and calling somebody out in a timely manner before they go down the wrong path for too long. Versus if you want to take a very nicety approach, right? I'm excessively relaxed with you. I want to be your friend. I don't want to tell you anything that's negative. On the surface, it's nice, it's soft, but deep down, you're actually harming them because you're not bringing them for self-awareness, and they might make the mistake and harm themselves down the road. So it's more encouraging people to take a harsh, disciplined approach for the purpose of keeping this family in order, reminding them of the moral standards. The fourth one is a good one as well, because this is a female role, a yin line, supporting the fifth position's yang line. This is a natural location of yin underneath yang, playing that supporting role. So it's saying after the initial 3 stages of early prevention, early education, doing what you're supposed to do, play your proper role correctly rather than stepping over boundaries like the second one, and being disciplined along the way. Now you reap the benefit of that. It's saying this person is so responsible, so they're able to accumulate wealth from their responsible demeanor over time, and this family is going to reach an extreme state of prosperity and ultimate wealth. So it's enrichment through cultivation because of the good behavior of adhering to this principle of this hexagram. Especially if you're in business and landing on the fourth line, this is a very, very positive sign that your business will bring you multiplied profit. The fifth one is the guy in charge, is that king's position. In this case, it's probably the traditional fatherly role in the family. Not only is forming this natural supporting relationship with the fourth line, but also fifth and second, they're a pair, right? And this is a yin and yang relationship. So it's following this natural rhythm of proper placement. Everybody falls into the right place. Because of that, you build this natural trust and supporting relationship, and you're able to unite with integrity within the family. If you can do that, of course, everything else just kind of will happen as a no-brainer because your foundation is so strong and your internal supporting system is so strong. So this is a very positive one, and saying the line description originally says that what is there to worry about anymore if you're able to achieve this type of genuine trust and mutual support relationship. Last but not least, this is the ending stage of the family hexagram. It's saying that throughout your whole life, you play this youngster role, middle-aged role until you're later in life during maybe retirement stage. It's about leading by example. It's about showing other youngsters at your family, maybe as a grandma and grandpa, how one should behave. Even though it has a corresponding relationship with the third line, it's actually talking about this concept of balancing harshness and softness. But this one, because of this overall life experience, this person is very skilled at it. When it needs to be disciplined, he or she disciplined the person with kind of with themselves being an example. So you're not harshly disciplining somebody. You're just naturally earning their respect because your action speaks louder than word. So, and then in the soft approach, you're not spoiling them, which is overboard. You're more taking a very loving, tender care type of big love approach with your family, because it's the right balance between harsh and softness to earn people's respect. You're able to lead by example. That's why you have this natural dignified influence. It's not forced. People observe your behavior, and they naturally respect you and want to follow your footsteps. And that's, of course, the ultimate prosperous sign that you become the dignified influencer yourself from your whole lifetime of learning and practice. So that's the explanation for the family hexagram. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.